Hey guys, what's going on? My name's Akil and welcome back to the Hobbit An Unexpected Journey, the in-depth review guys. Yes, this is part 2 and we're gonna try and speed things up slightly. I know I said that several times yesterday or the last time I did my video, which was actually yesterday. So yeah, but really I hope that this isn't like an half an hour long video or something like that. But let's see how we go. There are 14 scenes here guys, so it's not like there's 20 or 15 scenes guys or something like that, but we'll see how we go guys. So without further ado guys, here we go. The Hobbit An Unexpected Journey in that review part 2. Alright, so let's just dive right into it. So the last time where we left off, in case you're wondering, just a quick recap actually before we go into it properly, is that we started off with we ended off with the scene with Azog the Defiler, and he was planning an attack to get the dwarves and all type of stuff. So that's where we end off. That was 99 minutes of the movie, I believe, that we saw, and now we have 73 minutes left to talk about guys, so let's just get right into it now. So scene 1, now I'm starting again, so if you're wondering why I'm starting with 1 again guys in the video, it's just because it's the second half of it and I want to start fresh again. So it's actually scene 21, so there really are 34 scenes guys, so just remember that. So scene 1 is scene 21 guys, so it just add 20 to the number guys, so yeah, to the number of the scene guys. Yeah, alright, so anyway, scene 1 for part 2 of this film is called The Last Homely House, and this is an extended scene guys. I never actually spoke about what's extended, what's not extended. Well, not extended, it's an additional scene guys. There was only one additional scene from scene the first part of the film, and that was scene 4, which was called Mr. Baggins. That was the scene where he goes into town guys and all that type of stuff. But this scene, it's like 2 minutes long or something like that, and it's basically a scene just showing Bilbo talking to Elrond and all that type of stuff. And what's great about this scene is that the good thing here, it was a good small scene with Bilbo and Elrond. I really like that the introduction, well, not the introduction, like the small the bit of a relationship going on there between the two characters, and you could definitely tell that Bilbo wants to stay in Rivendell and all type of stuff, but Elrond's like, oh, these do I've heard hobbits are more accustomed to home and all that guys. And I love how Howard Shore's music played in the background there guys. That was a great choice of music in the background in that scene, in that small little segment for the scene guys. Yeah, now the negative here, there's something that I don't think they needed to show in this movie guys, and they didn't need to show the dwarves naked. There's a part that I know it's CGI, it looks so CGI in the scene, but the part towards the end of the scene where they showed the dwarves naked in the fountain, it was so like, it was just so weird. It didn't fit this movie at all. Like, why did they need to show them naked guys? I don't know. So overall, this was a good solid scene guys. I had no problems with it. It wasn't great or anything, but it was just alright guys. Alright, let's move on to scene number 2 here, which is called the White Council. This scene is great. I love it, this scene, but there is a negative. We'll not talk about that now. But what I love about the scene so much is we finally get to see like the major guardians guys. So yeah, so therefore the major positive here in this scene is that it was a good scene with the guardians guys. Yes, Elrond, Saruman, Galadriel, and Gandalf himself, and the 4 of them were like talking. But the major negative here is that there was not much talking from Galadriel. Like, she was just like letting him speak, and she was just reading his thoughts and saying that the dwarves left and all type of stuff. Like, she didn't say much, but it was just Saruman and Elrond talking guys. So yeah, I didn't really like that, but I wish there was more to it. So yeah, so overall, it's still it's a better, definitely a better scene than The Last Homely House, but for a scene that involves Hugo Weaving, Cate Blanchett, Christopher Lee, Ian McKellen playing the iconic characters from The Lord of the Rings, it's just great guys, all around great. And it's just great to see those characters back at it again, and we do actually see them, the 4 of them again later on in the 3rd and final Hobbit movie, so that's also great too guys. So yeah, alright, let's move on to scene 3 guys, which is called Why the Halfling. No problems with the scene. It's a little short, But the main positive here, it was a good description of hobbits in the background, guys. Yeah, of hobbits with music in the background, guys. Yes, absolutely love how they did that. Like, as Gandalf is talking about what how hobbits are, and then in he ends of that part, that sentence or whatever he's talking, that bit of dialogue he has to say, like he's just talking about Bilbo, but really that scene was great. That this small little scene with or should I say segment in the scene with Gandalf talking about Bilbo and the hobbits. But really, when he was talking about the hobbits, I love how they added the music that in that scene, guys. Like, they thought about everything. Like, it was just very well thought out. So overall, this is another good solid scene, guys. It's not a great scene, even though there was no negative, but overall, it's a, for me, it's like a 75% of a great scene, guys. Yeah, but it's still a great description of what hobbits are, and I really liked, or should I say, I love how they added the music in the background, guys. Yeah. Alright, let's move on to scene 4, guys. Sorry if you think I'm speeding up a bit, but I don't want this to be like another half an hour long video, guys. I know yesterday I didn't want it to be half an hour, but it went over, it actually went close to 40 minutes, but let's see how we go, guys. I think we can get probably 20 or 25 minutes here, but we'll see how we go. Alright, scene 4. It's called Over Hill. This scene involves the dwarves leaving Rivendell, and now we get the part where we get to see the dwarves going into before they go into the Goblin Town, they actually come across an epic battle with rock monsters, and this scene was one of the best scenes in the second half of the movie, guys. Not on the whole movie. It was a great scene. Don't get me wrong, but it was just, I wish there was more to it, guys. Yeah, but I absolutely loved it still, nevertheless. Alright, so the major positive here is that there was good action with the rock monsters, guys. Yes, like I just said, there was rock monsters fighting off each other. It was just great. So I had no problems with the scene, guys. It was just a great scene. There was some intense stuff going on here, but it was just great. A bit of doubt from, like, Thorin doubted Bilbo. A bit of doubt from him, and like he was lost ever since he left home. But you can definitely see, like, they were setting something up. Like, it was part of their relationship. That if you haven't seen the third film, I won't spoil any of the Hobbit films for that matter. I won't spoil, but when we get to that scene, the scene towards the end of the third film, or the end of the trilogy, I should say, that's some pretty sad stuff. But enough of that. Let's just get back to talking about this film. Alright, so scene 5. This is right before the Goblin part scene, guys. So yeah, and this is right after they survive the rock monsters and they're camping out. Bilbo decides to leave, but before that, they get thrown into Godwin Town. No major positive here. I thought it was just an okay scene, not a terrible scene, but it wasn't like a good or great scene, guys. So the negative here was just a dialogue-driven scene, an introduction to Godwin Town, guys. Yes, I was going to call it Goblin World, but then the Goblin King calls it Goblin Town, guys. So yeah, but it was an alright scene. That's really all I have to say about that, guys. So yeah, alright, scene 6 is called the Great Goblin. This scene we get introduced to Goblin Town a little bit more, and the Great Goblin. He has such a long neck. The way they did the CGI on the characters in this movie are great, but the Goblin was absolutely fantastic. It was one of the best, like, looking things in this movie. It looked like something that could actually exist, guys. It didn't look like some video game thing, if you know what I mean. The major positive here, there was good little bits of humor. The major negative here is that the Goblin King didn't need a song. Yes, I didn't understand why Peter Jackson and the crew needed to put a song in for the Goblin King. I guess just because the other parts of the movie had a song, guys, here. But I didn't want to see the Goblin King sing and all that type of stuff. It was so weird, so completely unnecessary, guys. But I did like how there was good little bits of humor adding into the scene, not just to make it boring and all that type of stuff, guys. Yeah. Alright, let's move on to scene number 7 for part 2. That's called Riddles in the Dark, guys. Yes, I love this scene. This is probably the best scene, or second best scene, of the second part of the film, guys, and one of my favorite scenes in this movie. I think everyone thinks this is probably the best scene of the film, guys. I absolutely loved it. This is a scene where spoilers, well, that's kind of obvious already because we're talking about each scene. So yeah, so you don't need to worry. Well, basically, you don't need to know that we're not spoiling anything because we are. But anyway, going back here, this scene we get to see Gollum or Smeagol or whatever you like to call him. I just call him Gollum, guys. And I love this scene. So the major positive here is that it was a good interaction with Bilbo and Gollum or Smeagol, but I'm calling him Gollum, guys. I'm sorry. That's how I know him as. So yeah, but this scene was. But the best thing about the scene is the fact that Bilbo and Gollum kept bouncing off each other, and we get to see the two personalities of Gollum come out, like the creature come out. We saw Gollum and we saw Smeagol, the good side and the bad side. And it just goes to show, like, even Bilbo has his own good and bad side. When he's pointing the sword toward him, when he's scared, when he's being impatient, when Gollum and Smeagol's both being impatient as well. There's nothing bad with this scene, no major negative, absolutely at all. The lighting was great in the scene, guys. It really set the intensity. It was just all around a great scene, guys. So that's really all I have to say about scene 7, Riddles in the Dark. Alright, let's move on to scene number 8. And that's called Bitter and Beater. And that's the scene where we get to see the dwarves fight back. Gandalf shows up and it's epic as hell. So the main positive here is that there's good action. I had no problems with this scene. This was another great scene in the second half. The music kicked in. It was absolutely fantastic. But we'll get onto that more later, a bit later. Very soon, guys, shortly. So yeah. But this was just a great scene, guys. Nothing wrong here. It was just a great, solid action scene, guys. So yeah. Alright, scene 9. It's called The Ring. Yeah, sorry, I apologize once again if I'm speeding things up because, like I said, we have 14 scenes to cover and we're already on scene 9. And it hasn't been 20 minutes. So that's pretty good, but I'll go towards the end, guys. Yeah, but scene 9 is called The Ring. Another short little scene, guys. I love this scene, guys, because it was a little moment to show like Bilbo like not trying to kill someone. Like he realized that Gollum, even though he was so vile and cruel and a very filthy creature at times and mean and all that and somewhat annoying, I guess, he still didn't want to kill him. He had there was a part inside Bilbo that did, but also a part that didn't. And it was great because we got to see like Bilbo's true character come out. Like he was full of a warmth and heart, guys. Yeah, he was so warm-hearted towards that character in that moment, guys. So yeah, but then he kicked him because he had to run away, guys. So yeah. But anyway, the major positive here is that there was Lord of the Rings music used when Bilbo got the ring, guys. Yes, that was a major positive here with Bilbo getting the ring, guys. Oh no, I'm sorry, guys. This happened yesterday and it's happening again. I talked about scene 11 when I'm on scene 9. But anyway, it's very close, so sorry, guys. But we'll get to that later. But I love the scene when Bilbo finds the ring, he picks it up and he looks at it. Well, not really picks it up and looks at it, but it's just a great scene when before the ring falls on his finger, like he just puts it on and all that. But it was a very short scene. I wanted more from the scene when he's wearing the ring, guys. So yeah, but it was a good solid scene. Sorry, guys, I messed up again. This is so funny. So yeah. Alright, scene 10, Escape from Godwin Town. This is the scene where they actually escape, and this is when the epic music kicks in. Gandalf and Thorin and the dwarves are trying to escape. They're rolling boulders down. They're beating the crap out of goblins. It's just order and epic. I have no problems with this scene, guys, whatsoever. So the major positive here is that there was good action with music and tracking shots, guys. Like in other words, shots where the camera follows them, like it's just like moving. So yeah, at a very quick pace. I thought it was a great scene, guys, overall. So yeah. Alright, now we talk about the scene where Bilbo is about to kill Gollum, but he doesn't. And that scene is called scene 11, which is the pity of Bilbo. Yes, the major positive here, it was a good small scene with appropriate music, guys. Yes, I love how it used the Hobbit music. Like it's kind of Bilbo's theme now in a sense. Like and the fact that, like I just said before, when I'm supposed to talk about scene 9, but instead I talked about this scene. and that's the fact that he wanted to kill Gollum but he didn't. So yeah, but it was just a great scene, guys. So yeah, no problems with the scene whatsoever. We got to see another side of Bilbo, like I said before. Alright, scene 12. Wow, we really are getting quick at it, getting this done very quickly, guys. It hasn't been 20 minutes. Wow, that's shocking. But that's just because some scenes are shorter than others, and maybe it's because it's 9:02 and I was supposed to do this earlier, but because I went out for like 6 hours, like I just got back like about an hour or so ago, guys. So yeah, but I apologize, but hey, at least I'm still doing the video, guys. Yeah, but anyway, scene 12 is called Home is Behind. This is the scene when Bilbo like reveals himself, like he's hiding behind the tree and then reveals himself, and then people like, how Thorin's like, why did you come back? Gandalf's like, how did you come back? And everyone's like that. And it's great, guys, because the major positive here is that Bilbo's true loyalty is finally revealed, right? Before it was like, oh, is he actually loyal to the dwarves and all that type of stuff? Like, I get he is, but then he finally reveals he is loyal because he's like, oh, your home, you don't have a home, it was taken from you, I'll help you get it back because I have a home, you don't have a home. So yeah, so that was just all around a great scene, guys. That was a very, touching scene. You get to finally see those two, this character finally help his friends and all that type of stuff, especially Thorin, guys, because he wants to help as much as he can, guys, even though he's just a guy, basically he's just a hobbit. So yeah, there's nothing really wrong with the thing, guys. Yeah. Alright, second last scene for the entire movie, guys. Wow, we're really getting this done. Oh yeah, also I should say, before we end, I almost forgot the 3 positives and 3 negatives, guys. So yeah, because there are stuff I have to talk about. I didn't actually write this down, so I have to actually say something right on top of my head, but I'll think of something. I think I've got a few things, guys. Yeah, but anyway, scene 13 is called Out of the Frying Pan, and this is the scene when the orcs finally come and get them. Well, not finally come, and this is probably the best scene in the second half of the movie, guys. Yeah, I mean, Riddles in the Dark is probably the second best scene in the second half of the film, but this is probably the best scene. And we get to see great action with the dwarves and the orcs. Bilbo fights too, and the major positive here is that it was good action with music, guys. Yes, the dwarf music, which is kind of the second Hobbit music theme, like the dwarves get their own theme, guys, and it's just all around epic as hell. There's nothing wrong with the scene, guys, at all. I loved it. I also love how Thorin kind of faked his own death, like, and he just wanted to see Bilbo's reaction. I don't know why. That was kind of a dumb move, but I guess he got knocked up very badly, guys. Imagine if he did die in this movie. That would be pretty sad, guys. Yeah. Alright. Anyway, let's move on to the final scene for this movie, and we'll wrap things up with 3 positives and 3 negatives, guys. Yeah. Alright. A good omen is scene 14, and that's the final scene in this movie. And the major positive here is that we finally got to see Smaug, and therefore it's a good reveal of Smaug at the end, guys. At the very end, there's a bit of a jump scare, if you know what I mean, and then you get to see Smaug's eye. Nothing wrong with the scene, guys. It sets up the sequel so well, and it just goes to show, like, it's gonna get darker and more intense and more dangerous than this first film, guys. Like, this was more of an adventure. The second film is more of an action-packed adventure. Like, there was action, but it felt more like an actual adventure on its own, if you know what I mean, guys. Like, they actually went to places, travel more, and all type of stuff. So yeah, alright, but that's it. We come to the end of this in-depth review. Hope you enjoyed it, guys. I know it was very long, especially the first video I did was 37 minutes long, but we haven't got to the end yet. I have to wrap things up with 3 positives and 3 negatives. So the first major positive here for this movie is that there was great action. The action was all around great. The second major positive is that there was great music. The music was great. And the third major positive was the characters. I love the characters. I love the dwarves, the personalities, Bilbo, Gandalf. I hated Radagast and all type of stuff. So the major negatives now is Radagast. Yes, I hated Radagast. Another one was the pacing. It was a bit slow at the start, guys, especially the house. I know I didn't talk that much, but because I was just talking scene by scene, I wanted to save that towards the very end, guys. So yeah, so I'm talking about now. It didn't need to be as long as it was, I guess, for certain parts. And the third negative was that I wish certain things were longer, guys. Like, I wish there was more flashbacks in this movie because it was the first one. So that's all it is. I wish there was more flashbacks. More flashbacks needed for this movie, guys. So yeah. So to wrap things up, I'm gonna say that The Hobbit: An Unexpected Journey is a good movie, guys. It's not a great movie. I really would thought of giving it an 8, but then I watched the movie like, does it actually deserve an 8, guys? So I'm sorry, guys, but I'm still going to be a bit more lenient, and I'm gonna give this movie a 7 out of 10. It's definitely watchable. It's not a terrible movie, guys. Like most people might say, it's very boring and all. That's so long, so boring, nothing happening at all. It's barely a single action sequence, guys. There is, but you have to be patient and wait. So yeah, but it was just all around a great movie, guys. The second half is definitely better than the first half, guys. Basically the last 73 minutes are great. The first 9 minutes, they're a bit slow, but they're great, guys. So yeah, but I love the last two movies, guys. This one's it's just all around a fun action-packed adventure. I think you'll enjoy it if you haven't seen it yet. So yeah, that's it. Wow, we are done already. The Hobbit: An Unexpected Journey, the in-depth review is done. Next month, probably around this time next month, which is basically the second week of next month, basically February 2019, I'll be reviewing The Hobbit: The Desolation of Smaug. I'll be doing, again, just like this film, the in-depth review in 2 parts. Looking forward to doing that, guys, as there's a lot of stuff probably I would want to talk about in that movie, guys, in that film, guys. The action and all types of stuff gets bigger and better. We get more characters, so there's probably going to be a lot more to talk about. But hopefully it's not like 50 to close an hour long reviews, guys. Maybe Lord of the Rings will, but we'll see how we go when that time comes. But that's all the way in October when that starts. But as of right now, the first Hobbit film is done. So 1 down, 2 more to go. 1 Middle Earth film down, 5 more to go. We're just 1/3 away from finishing this trilogy, guys, and we're 1/6 away, and we're just, well, that was badly worded. We've done 1/3 of the trilogy. We've done 1/6 of the entire Middle Earth franchise, guys, saga, live action film wise, guys. Yeah, so hope you guys enjoyed all my talking, guys. Hope that wasn't boring. Hope it was informative. Hope you want something more if you didn't know about the film, guys. And I recommend you watch this movie, even though if you haven't, but if you have, that's great, because it's just a great movie, guys. Hope you guys basically enjoyed me talking about this guy. It wasn't 25 minutes even, wasn't even half an hour. That's great. We went over 20 minutes, but that's okay. I kind of predicted that, guys, anyway. But hope you guys enjoyed this in-depth review, guys. Next week, I'll be reviewing The Kid Will Be King, and that's it. All my videos for January are done. I'll be checking A Dog's Way Home only next month, as the movie only comes out next month in Australia, guys, like towards the end of February. So that's gonna take a while, but I'll probably find other ways to watch the movie, guys. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this review, guys, this in-depth review. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and tell me what's the best thing about the first Hobbit movie, An Unexpected Journey, and also what's the worst thing about An Unexpected Journey, guys. I bet you it's probably going to be the pacing, guys, for the worst thing of this movie, guys. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this in-depth review, guys. I love talking about this film, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe once again. Thanks for watching. My name's Akil, and I'm signing out. See you guys soon for The Kid Who Will Be King review, guys. And see you guys next month for The Hobbit: The Desolation of Smaug review, guys. Bye, guys.